Microcasting for your city, Talkopolis. Hi, I'm your host, Greta Gaines, and you're watching Emerging Artists. Our guest this week is Sweetwater Rose. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
We have Sweetwater Rose in the studio today. It's very exciting. Kim Collins, of course, and Marna Taylor.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I know you, of course, from the 90s and different bands that you've been in, and we're just meeting today, but both solo artists come together for this project.
Yes. Correct.
How did this come about?
Wow. Well, Marna started this about 3 years ago.
Yeah, actually, Matt Gaden and his wife Diane put together. She had the idea actually in the middle of the night to put together a girls group, and I think Mac thought maybe she'll go on back to bed.
Yeah.
By the next morning, the wheels were turning, and she actually put out some feelers and had an audition. And at the time, they knew Kim because you had played. You'd sung backup with
Yeah,
Mac.
I sang backup with Mac in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But-
so I was aware of them, and I think they were aware of me. But
Right.
since I was busy doing my other projects, I don't think they considered me at the time. But
Yeah.
one of the girls in the group left, and they needed a replacement. So Marna
Yes,
called me.
and Kim and I had done things in the past, mainly like our fun side thing, Guilty Pleasures. That's a 80s cover band.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
I've
I've
always
seen
enjoyed
it. Anybody who hasn't seen Guilty Pleasures, check out one of their gigs.
so
They're
fun.
Tons of fun.
and I'd always enjoyed singing with Kim, and but I hadn't actually been part of that in a while, and so because I'd been doing Sweetwater Rose, and I thought, well, my husband's a drummer, and he used to always complain that when people thought you were on the road, they never would call you, and at times you're home and you're like sitting around wanting something to do. And
Yeah.
so I thought, I'm going to call Kim. She's busy, but she can probably juggle different things.
So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm juggling different things already. I might as well just go ahead and try this.
But
as
you've
well.
never done a girls group.
No.
Yeah.
And I never did anything in the country realm.
Yeah.
Not that this is like mainstream country by any means, but
Yeah, I'd say maybe more Americana.
Traditional,
it's,
though.
It's more
yeah.
like what we thought of as country, the country we grew up with, like the stuff from the 70s. Like I used to think of Linda Ronstadt and, Juice Newton and some of those artists.
Which is what appealed to
artists.
me about this.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not? I'll go meet with them, try it out.
So you just started writing songs? And
Yeah, so we went in and
Yeah.
started writing songs that started morphing into, I think, more of the direction Mac and Diane and
Right.
you really
Yeah,
wanted it
it's
to
true.
go.
Yeah.
And now it's even morphing more. So we're in the middle of finishing up some songs in the studio to get the record out.
This will be
Yeah.
the first Sweetwater Rose album?
Yes, it will.
And what's it going to be called?
It's called Spirit Horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have a song. It's called Silver Eagle Blue, right? And
Yeah.
is this a song from the landmark first album?
This is, and it's actually a song that Mac wrote
In the
back in the
70s.
70s.
Oh, neat.
So it's
It's
one
nice
of
to
our,
have him as a
Oh,
songwriter because we have an endless category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had
Yeah.
Mac. We've
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Mac on the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
catalog.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, should we take a listen to a little
Sure,
bit of,
yeah.
of Silver Eagle Blue? Let's take a listen.
Big city lights, small towns fly by, fast food and reading yesterday's news. I miss him more than he knows. I'm Silver Eagle Blue. Ooh.
I love the harmonies.
oh yeah.
That's a special thing.
Yeah.
And that actually has the 3-part. Now we're down to 2 parts, and Mac is singing more of the 3rd part with us, which we have found to be even, I don't know.
It's a treat to have him. He's got such a great voice and such a signature sound, and when he adds that low end, it's just there's something really warm and beautiful about that.
So what's the plan for the album, and maybe what's going to happen, because you are juggling so many things between your marriages and your other, what's the plan for Sweetwater Rose, the group?
Well, September is when the album is set to come out on Wild Child Records, and we've got some festivals and things that we're playing. We're actually doing this
The Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest, in Arkansas in October, which is the Mickey Hart Band and Sam
Bush
Bush, and
I
we
wonder
just
what they're
wanna-
harvesting up there.
They're going
it
around.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touring around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
diamonds, the Arkansas diamonds.
Famous Arkansas diamonds.
Exactly.
Well, it just sounds so fun. You know, so much of being an artist is kind of lonely, like what
Yeah.
your husband Brad's talking about, these
Right,
assumptions
sure.
about you and your life. But I would think to be a part of a group, especially with a female that you get along with, would just be really fun.
so fun.
I know, and that was a big part of it, just being
Yeah.
with Marna and the connection that we
Yeah.
have, and as well with Mac. It's
Right.
really turned into something special for me. So.
Yeah, he's such a mentor to us, and it's
Yeah.
such a creative space. And we'd been friends for many years, but never, both of us busy, and never really had a chance to, you know, we'd see each other somewhere, and we'd just be like, you know, catching up. And you know, I remember seeing you in the park one day at Centennial Park, and us just chatting it up for like 30 minutes and thinking, why do we never like hang out? We love each other, you know.
Yeah.
So
Now we're going to get sick of each other on the road.
exactly.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But that's the plan. To get
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
the plan, is to get really sick of
get
each
out
other
there. Yes,
because we're
exactly.
on the road so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have any advice? Because we're all seasoned, I like
Right.
that word, been doing this a long
Yeah.
time in the music business.
Yeah.
For the upstarts, young ladies maybe now who are thinking about either forming a group or doing what you guys are doing. The
Yeah.
industry's changed so much, so what kind of advice do you have?
Keep it real.
Absolutely.
Do only what your calling is. Don't do it for anybody else, because quite frankly, if you do it for somebody else, then that's going to shine through. I mean, when you do it for yourself and you're truly doing your passion and your calling, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, rings through, and I think people want to. I think people long for things that are real, and are honest.
Yeah.
And that was our hope with this project, was having something that that just spoke to people on a very soulful level, because it was, you know, there is experience there,
And not
you know.
following any formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you follow that formula, then you're just
You're always chasing something, you know. If
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out what the industry's doing.
So you're not doing it for the money, is what you're saying.
I have not been doing it for the money for the last 10 years. It becomes make it your lifestyle. Make it
Yeah.
a lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah.
When it becomes your lifestyle, then you don't worry and chase those delusions of grandeur.
But you
Right.
have other jobs, right? Do you do other things to make money?
Music
Yeah.
for me right
Yeah.
now.
Good.
Yeah, and I do have another job right now,
Yeah.
which is graciously they've been very flexible
Yeah.
about the fact that my music is, you know, is a priority, and that's the great thing about Nashville is
Yeah.
there's so many great small businesses that support artists, and it's a great community of people who really care about each other, and you know,
It is.
so
It's a little big town.
it is.
It really
yeah.
is.
Some things stay the same.
Yeah.
Beautiful as ever.
Oh, thank
I
you.
think I met you guys. I mean, I met you today, but I think maybe 20 years ago.
yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Okay, so the tour is coming up. Hopefully, some dates in September. The name of
Yeah.
the album is actually called Natchez Road. Is that the name, or is that?
Well-
It's called Spirit Horse now.
Okay,
We've-
Yeah.
Spirit
it's,
Horse.
again, everything's been morphing and
Okay.
changing. And
Yeah,
so
we
the
have a
new-
song on the album called Natchez Road, and originally we thought that would be the title track, but more recently this other song has emerged, and
Yeah.
I feel like
It feels more us.
yeah,
To name it.
it
that.
feels more in the direction that we're going to.
Good.
So
Well, we'll look for the album,
Yeah.
and we want to have you
Great.
guys back in. And
We would
can you
love it.
Love to
maybe
be here.
stick around and play a song for us or
sure,
something like that?
we'd be thrilled.
Oh, that would be great.
Thanks.
I'm Greta Gaines. You've been watching Emerging Artist. We have the phenomenal duo of Sweetwater Rose has been in the studio with us.
Yep.
And we can't wait to have you back on the show.
Thanks,
Thank
Greta.
you.
Come see a live
We'd
show.
love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Microcasting for your city. Talkopolis.